Hello there, my zealots. It's Joshua. So, there is this verse, and it's in Matthew 6 or 7. I know it's in the Beatitudes, where it says, or maybe it's not, but it says that you're not supposed to take do not take your brother or sister to court and agree with an adversary quickly whilst you are in the way with him, otherwise you will pay the uttermost farthing. So, 15, and yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time, and for a long time I was just not I was keeping myself out of it, and then so I went to court, and I went to go get my kids back, and um I wasn't trying for anything criminal. There was a parenting plan. I was supposed to give 48 hours notice to hang out with my kids, and I couldn't get a hold of her. Just can't. So I was like, okay, so I'll hold her in contempt because I can't make an appointment to see my kids unless she gives me or she allows me to talk to her. Um, it says in scripture you're not supposed to. It says to agree with an adversary quickly, and I had been agreeing with my adversary, and not that I ever wanted Michelle to be my adversary, but you know, things end up as they are. And I went to court, and I basically handed her the bare bones of a pamphlet that was about, it was like the bare minimum you have to put somebody. And all I really wanted was to get an option to call so I could set up an appointment to hang out with my kids. That's really all I wanted. When I got there, I got slapped with this. It's a freaking book. And yeah, I got slapped with the book. And it has a lot of pictures of me on my YouTube channel. It appears that they have scoured through my YouTube channel and found every kind of quote that could be incriminating. And I mean, this book is filled with them. I could go do this for days. It's like boom, boom, boom. Like it's just a whole bunch of them. Yeah, so they did that. The likelihood of me getting my kids back is not good. And then I read the stuff that Michelle said. You know, it's funny when you go through a situation like this, and all you can think about is like when I lost my kids, I'm like, I know what it's like to grow up without a father. I know how important it is to have a father. I just want my kids to know that I love them and I care about them and I want to be there with them. And so that was really my entire mentality, was like, I need to be there for my kids. But I was reading this, and I'm not guiltless. I see the stuff in her file, the things that she says in here. I did some messed up things. I really did, and I, I it might cost me my children because of it. Um, I want my videos to talk about all the weapons I have, and so now they're going to put a restraining order on me and demand that I get rid of all my weapons. So that's that. Um, yeah, and if I lose the case, I have to pay $5,000. I am not guiltless. I was all about how horrible the thing she did to me was, and I had forgotten about some of the messed up things I'd done, and I'd done some really messed up things. And because of the things that I have done in the past, I will not be able to see my kids until they want to see me or if they're old enough to see me. So that is that. Can't really do much about it. I mean, it's just picture after picture. I'm like, seriously, dude. Like, they went buck crazy with my YouTube channel. Like, seriously, they went buck wild. Like, let me show you how thick my YouTube channel stuff is. Like, because this channel is dedicated to like talking about the things that nobody else is talking about. Like this right here is all pictures from my YouTube channel. Like this, it's like over a third, maybe even half. The other part of it is the other major part of it is Michelle's testimony against me, and that's hard. It's hard to deal with. I love my kids more than anything. I do. That's why I dedicate every video to them. But this is the first time I've really ever seen our relationship from Michelle's perspective. When I was with Michelle, we were fighting constantly. We fought constantly. And she was hyper vigilant when it came to watching our kids. And I was very laid back. And I always just thought that there was our parenting styles. And it worked really well when we were together. We had these very diverse parenting styles. And I thought it was kind of nice that these parallels, like the way I was raised, my mom was never home, like ever. And I basically just took care of myself. I was, she was either at school or locked in a room reading a book, smoking weed. It's like, I don't know, like that's was her in my life. She was never really around. So I just, that was my example of parenting. And when it came to my kids, I was way more involved. I hung out with them. I talked with them. I answered all their questions, you know, um, but I wasn't hyper vigilant. I thought I was way better than, what I had grown up with. But, you know, I, uh, I am not the best parent, I guess. I always consider myself a really good dad, but I'm a terrible mom. Um, I let the kids really learn from their mistakes and to let them experience life, and then just make sure they don't get in over their head. I mean, I always let them fail at life a little bit, just so that they can either overcome it or learn not to go near those things or not do those things. And if they ever got in a place that was dangerous to them, then I would intervene. Like wandering into traffic, not a good idea. Falling off a playground or like one of those, like play toy thingies for kids, I'll let them fall off that because they'll survive it and they'll learn. And because if I catch him every single time, he's never going to learn that that's dangerous. So he'll understand that falling is, but he won't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? This is, I'm looking at this paperwork. Um, the things that Michelle talks about, I don't remember them all the same way that she did, which means I probably remember things differently than the way that she remembers them. So it just makes it. So I'll probably have to end up having my weapons taken away, which is fine. I don't really care. I mean, it was just fun collecting them. I've really enjoyed playing with. I mean, even when I was a kid, I liked playing with weapons, and I was in martial arts, and I went to army, and I have prior experience, combat experience, and whatever. But I'm not like a violent person, so I mean, it's kind of annoying. But it was just a collection, you know. I get a restraining order. That means I can't go near the kids at all ever. And I'm supposed to pay her legal fees if I lose. I don't even know what losing is in this scenario. Um, Quite the honorable profession being a lawyer, digging up dirt on people. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, you look at all my beliefs that you see on this show, um, all the beliefs that I have, and, you know, they are countercultural. And if I don't have a wife that believes the same way I do, they're going to think you're a crazy person. I thought Michelle believed the same way I did. Reading her um, side of the story, it's not the same thing. And, I'm not guiltless. I had no idea that. I thought she was just being spiteful. I didn't realize she was scared of me. And I'm not saying that she has a reason to be scared of me because I'm not a violent person. I've never been a violent person. Um, but reading this, whether it's valid or not, whether she remembers it correctly or not, is irrelevant. The point is that it's clear to me that she is terrified of me. And I don't want that. I don't want her to be scared of me. So what do you do? I mean, agree with an adversary quickly. When I had allowed Michelle to take the kids when she asked them to, I didn't have to pay anything. It was just fine. But when I pressed the issue, lose my weapons, I lose $5,000, and I still don't get to see my kids. And now I have a restraining order. So not like the restraining order mattered much. I wasn't able to see my kids anyway. But now I can be tried and I can be thrown in jail if I go near the house, which I didn't have before. So, and the thing is, they've had this on standby for a while. It's not like they just came because I mean, there's no way they came up with this on the fly. They've had this in their back pocket for a while. And just in case one day Josh comes by and says, I really want to see my kids and I'm going to take you to court to see them. Well, here it is. This fat envelope. Or this fat, it's like a book, man. It's a freaking book. So, agree with that adversary quickly? Yeah. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not into your understanding. I have to wait. If my kids come back to me, they come back to me, and I'm going to have to wait until I'm an adult. Or until they're an adult. I'm bringing this up because a lot of people, I don't know why my live chat doesn't work, but whatever, my live stream. Am I on the wrong guy? I think I might be on the wrong guy. That might be why. Um, Let me see here. No, I think I am on the right guy. I don't know. So I don't know. I just thought I'd share this with you. Agree with an adversary quickly. Don't get caught up in the world. Don't get caught up in mudslinging contests. Just endure the persecution and move on. I don't know how I'm going to pay $5,000. I don't even have $5,000. I don't even have close to $5,000. I sell my weapons because that killed two birds with one stone. I don't know if I can spend. I mean, I don't have. They're not worth that much, but I can get close. I got the cheapest pistols I could find. But anyway. Yeah, so before you judge somebody, before you start accusing them of doing evil, make sure that you're sinless before you do it. I was unaware of how Michelle perceived me, and now I am aware of how Michelle perceived me, and I feel badly. I feel like I've wronged her. And I really wasn't aware of it until the lawyer threw this book at me. Literally threw a book at me. So anyway, I wanted to bring this up and share it with the live stream community to let you know that I'm not perfect. Nobody is. And I have made mistakes and I have hurt people and it has cost me. There's consequences for your actions. The things I did in here were done a while back and I've hopefully learned from them. But that's really no excuse. And I have to suffer the consequences of it. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. So I recommend that you watch what you do and be careful what you say and make sure that you trust the right people. Anyway, I don't know what to say about that. But just yeah, you know I love God because I love virtue, justice, and salvation. And I just have to give them up to God and wait for God to bring them back into my lives whenever that happens. So if it happens. Anyway, I will talk at you later. You know, yeah, I already said that. I love my kids. Saturdays Pacific Standard Time. I'll try to have the live stream. Yeah. You guys have a blessed day. Take it easy. Bye bye.